Hey learners, Jared here, and today we are going to talk about power. Not in the cool like Star Wars, fault of all those with power seek power and power corrupts. Not that kind of power, but power as in the rate at which work is done. If you haven't, go ahead and check out the previous video that we had where we were talking about work and how it relates to potential energy. It'll be up here in the card corner thing at some point. But power, what we're going to focus on today, is the rate at which work is done. In physics, when we talk about rate, we're usually talking about its relationship with respect to time passing. And work, we're going to look at specifically work with potential energy due to gravity. Now, if I do work and lift this object up, work. It was here, and now it's here. That's work. If I take it at this rate versus this rate, that's the difference in power. The more power there is, the faster that work can be done. For instance, the Toyota Yaris 2009, not a zippy vehicle. Its 0 to 60 time, it felt like 5 minutes, but I'm sure it's around like the 7-8 second mark. But the change in energy, that 1/2 mv squared. If you found an object that had similar mass and you took it from 0 to 60 in a shorter amount of time, that is more power. It's still the same change in energy. You went from rest to 60 miles per hour. That's a certain change in kinetic energy, and that takes a certain amount of work. But if you do it faster, that is a greater amount of power. The units for power are wattage. That is how many joules per second an object is consuming or using in order to get that work output. You've probably heard wattage when we're talking about light bulbs. It's a 60-watt bulb, but that wattage is how many joules per second it is consuming to generate that light and heat energy. Power has everything to do with time. The faster something is going to get done, the greater amount of power it is going to take. So if you do a certain amount of work, that is just a certain amount of work. But the rate at which you do that work, that is your power output or your wattage. And the faster you can do it, the greater amount of power there is. Thank you guys so much for watching this very brief overview of power and how it relates to work. I hope to see you here again soon, and as always, keep learning.